Good day all you wonderful people, welcome to Adventure Together. My name's Al and today I want to take you through the details of how I took this huge camera 2,200 miles through the Appalachian Trail and didn't end up breaking it, smashing it, drowning it, killing it, whatever. It still works. So let's find out how. So this might seem obvious at first. Obviously you're not going to have your camera on a camera strap and hiking around with it all sort of hanging from your neck and bouncing all over the place. So obviously there's no camera strap. I hate camera straps. What I have here is a little clutch. My hand goes in there and then that hangs off my hand. That's when I'm taking a shot. What am I going to be doing if I'm using trekking poles? Well, it's simple. We have the capture clip and we just slide it in there. Now I'm hiking, hands free. And most of you know about the Peak Designs capture clip. It sits on the backpack just like that, and you can be hiking, and it's there. You can adjust this. It literally sits anywhere you want it. You can put it on your belt if you wanted to put it on your belt, but it just works by putting it, sliding it down. It's got a little plate that comes with it. You can just take it there and slide it down. And then it's there, it's secure, it's rugged, it's not going to fall off, it's stuck in there. And there's a little button on the side and you just press that button and that releases the camera. It's not coming out without it. You can pull on it, you can rattle it around, it's not coming out. Press that little spring-loaded button here on the side, it slides out and you're ready to take a picture. So that's how I held the camera, just on the backpack like that. But we want to know about how I kept it weatherproof, how I protected it from the rain, because the Appalachian Trail, it rains a lot. So how did I keep this thing safe from all the rainwater and everything like that? Well, I had this. So basically a glorified shower cap. I got it off Amazon for about £9, probably about $11, $12, something like that. So it's just a rainproof cover like that has a elasticated drawstring. The drawstring actually broke on this, so I had to replace it with my own drawstring. So how this works: I have my camera and it's sitting in there. I'm walking along, starts to rain. Pull this thing out from whichever place I've got it stored, just under the lens like that, up over the top. And you take your drawstring and you pull it tight around the camera, and that's it. Lens is protected and you can carry on walking. Any rain that's going to hit it, it's going to bead off. Now I also kept it safe from the harsh sun. Whenever I was out in really harsh sunshine for a really long time, I put this on, and to keep the camera cool. I just don't want it overheating. I don't think that's necessary, but it's just kind of, I wanted to protect it a little bit more from the sort of harsh sun as well as the rain. So a lot of the time in the vlogs you'll see me with this rain cover on and it's not raining. It's because I've been out in the sun for a long time and I will just want to keep my camera cool. So that is one way. I believe Amazon has discontinued it. I looked for it the other day and it said no longer available. I couldn't find a replacement, but this is a really useful bit of kit if you can find it somewhere else. It's only made cheap. There's a little pocket on the inside. You just put the whole thing in your pocket. That was a really good bit of kit. It worked nearly all of the time. I'd say in really torrential weather the water would get in, but it wouldn't really affect the camera too much. You'd be able to wipe it off because the camera has got weather sealing on it. But let's throw that back there. If you want to go a bit more upmarket, wiping all the dirt off of this, you've got the Peak Designs shell, it's called. So this goes over the front of your camera like that, pulls up over the top of the body. It's made of much more durable and heavier material, and so you pull that on, and that's a little rain cover for your camera. Like I said, a bit more durable, a little bit heavier, but the weight's negligible. I mean, if you're carrying bigger stuff like food, and so that'll sit there. You can pull this tight around there. You've also got a drawstring at the back, so you can pull it tight, and that does basically the same thing. It's 3 times the price, but you know it in the material and workmanship that this is another option for you if you wanted to. I didn't take one of these. It's an option if you can't find the other one, or you want something a bit more durable that's going to do a bit be a bit better at the job. So that's how I managed to take my camera on trail and keep it dry for most part. But how did I store my memory cards? I have this little Velcro wallet that cost me next to nothing off eBay. I bought it years and years ago. I couldn't really tell you. It's not made by a brand name. It's just one of those ones that's like cost, you know, $3, but it fits 6 memory cards in here, but I just double them up into the pocket, so I've got 12 memory cards. So I stored that inside this pouch that you can buy. It's actually supposed to be a spare hip pocket for backpacks, but I got it and I kept all of my electricals in it. And you get this from Gossamer Gear, and I found that I never had a problem with water getting into it. The battery, I had 1 battery in the camera and I had 1 spare battery, and I found that was perfect for me for the whole trip. There was only 2 occasions where I ran out of camera battery, and both of those were 6-day stints without going anywhere near anywhere I could charge. So I'd say for me that this was a really good buy from Gossamer Gear, because it just was so helpful at keeping all of my electricals together, keeping the pouch full of memory cards in there, keeping the spare battery. I actually had a little money bag, plastic money bag, that I had this battery in, and I've got my batteries labeled 1 and 2 on the bottom, and I've got number 1 in the camera all the time and number 2 is spare, so I know that if I open up the flap on the camera and I see number 2, I know that's the last battery I've got to work with. I found that I actually didn't need all the memory cards. I was shooting RAW and I could have got by with 4. So I would say if you're shooting JPEG, you probably won't need more than 2 memory cards. If you're really snap happy, take 4 just in case, but yeah, I was shooting RAW and I had more than enough memory cards to survive the trip. But they're so light as well. Like something like this doesn't weigh anywhere near what a battery weighs, so it doesn't really matter how many memory cards you take. Doesn't matter really. Just another thing to say about taking your camera on trail. I bought this dual charger off the internet that comes with a rapid charge USB-C cable, and I just plugged that in straight to my travel adapter. This is the Sony one that comes with the big plug. Probably charges faster, but it's 1 battery at a time and it's a pretty heavy, thick unit. This, I can't tell you the weight difference between that, and you can see the size difference as well. So for me it was easier to just plug those in as soon as I got to a hostel or hotel, and I didn't have to worry about it. It's just sitting there charging while I go off and do my other things. So I would recommend, if you've got a big heavy charger, look at what other options are on the market. This one is from Newer and it's the dual charger there. Let's see. So look at your options to lighten your kit. You can see the difference in size there.
I also wanted to say that I always left the lens hood on, so that would always protect it if it was going to get whacked against anything. It protects the front element that's also got a UV filter on it, so that stopped any scratches. The filter's on there, and if it did get scratched, I could have taken it off, but it was actually fine. The lens hood protected it pretty much against anything. I did have a lens cap, but I lost the lens cap. It came off at some point and just fell on the floor. I went back to look for it, but I couldn't find it. So yeah, with the combination of the lens hood, the lens cap and the UV filter, it was absolutely fine. The front element of the lens was protected.
The other thing you might want to know is how I managed to transfer my images from my camera to my phone. You'll see in a lot of vlogs that I edited on my phone, that I put stills of pictures I'd taken with the camera. So how did I do that? Well, there's actually a Sony Imaging Edge app that you can download for your phone, and they connect through Wi-Fi to each other, and I found it's such an easy way to transfer. It's so quick. So there's a little option on your camera. You select the images that you want, and you can either send them through as a reduced quality image, which is what I was using the vlogs. You don't need those full size raw images. So I was sending the lower quality versions, and they go across so quickly to your phone. So I would recommend, if you've got a Sony camera, look into getting the Sony Imaging Edge app on your phone, and then you can transfer everything across, upload to Instagram, upload to Facebook. It's so easy. So that would be my recommendation. If you've got any more questions, because that was everything I could think of, it's really simple about taking your camera on trail. I found that nobody else has put out a video like this. When I was going out, I wanted to take my camera, but I didn't know how. So I had to figure out a way myself. So instead of you doing that yourself and sort of doing a trial and error, you can do what I've done and protect the camera the way that I have. Protect the other things like the spare batteries and the memory cards and Ziploc bags the way that I did, and then you will have an easier time taking your camera on trail and not worrying about breaking it or not worrying about it getting drowned. If you have any questions, be free to just put them all down below. I answer all the comments, I answer all the questions. If you've taken a camera on trail and you've got some better tips and you've got some things that I left out, then feel free to leave those tips as well. The more knowledge, the better. Let's get people out there taking photos in the best quality way they can. Also, if you've really enjoyed this video, please give it a like, subscribe if you haven't subscribed already, because there are plenty more videos coming out, and we can talk more about the Appalachian Trail and the equipment that I took and how I managed them. So that's it from me. Thank you for joining me, and I'll see you in the next one. So, that's it from me. No, it's not. Also, if you've really enjoyed this video, please give it a like, subscribe if you haven't subscribed already.